kit number 3 is called Pretty in Pink and has some lovely floral overtones with some beautiful little faux flowers with little faux pearls just in the corners. And the sentiment on that one is love you yesterday, today, tomorrow and forever. Now this is one of those cards that can be used for lots of different occasions because it's not a specific event or occasion. It's not necessarily a birthday, it's not necessarily a get well soon, it's not necessarily an anniversary card or a Mother's Day card, or you could actually use this for any occasion. You could even give this card to somebody who's feeling poorly, or maybe somebody who's in hospital, maybe undergoing an operation and they're a little bit scared, but you want to give them a little bit of courage and let them know how much you love them. This card has lots and lots of different uses, and you can make these cards have 2 or 3, put to one side just in case you've forgotten somebody's birthday or forgotten an event, and just keep them on hand. But a real good fallback card for if you need a card in a hurry, and I'll show you exactly how to go about making it. I have all my pieces already cut out, ready to go. The only things I haven't done is I haven't punched out the flowers that we're going to use. Now you're only going to need 3 of the faux flowers with the pearls on and 3 of the backing ones, but I've given you extras just in case. Now they do have faux pearls on there, okay, which you can add some glossy accents to. Now on the card that I showed you earlier, there you can see I have actually added some glossy accents. You can just see the shine on those there. I've added some glossy accents to it, but if you wanted to, here's one I've also done that's got real pearls, well, real self-adhesive pearls on. So you could add those on too as well if you want, just to give it that little bit of extra. We'll just see how we get on with this one, whether we've got enough time to do it. Okay, so we're starting off with our 6x6 card blank. This is just a standard 6x6 in cream. It's got a little bit of a hammered texture. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just stick our main backing paper onto the front using wet glue. So we'll do that. Must be time for a cup of tea soon. It's always time for a cup of tea. Okay, so I'm going to place that on the card front and then just maneuver it into place before it grabs. There we go. And then before I forget, we'll also add the insert panel. I know I say it nearly every single time, but it's so true. Unless I do it at the beginning of the card, I get so carried away at the end that I forget to do it at all. Which is why I always do it at the beginning. And I don't have to worry about adding things like glossy accents or glitter glues or anything like that, because I know if I've done it at the beginning, I won't try and turn the card over while it's still wet and end up smudging them all over the place, which is what I normally tend to do. That's why I always forget. So I have to wait to add the glitter glue, or to add the sentiment if I've got glitter glue or glossy accents on the front. Okay, so there's our card. There's the base. Next we're going to add our layers. So these are already cut out. So before we start, we're going to add our faux ribbon across and down the side. There is a pink version of this ribbon too if you wanted to use that on the kit, but I think the green complements better. Okay, so that's the first one, and then the second, just a thin bead, and this one is going to run right the way across that way. Just give that a little push down. And that should grab and hold quite nicely. There we go. So there's our faux ribbon on there. Next we're going to add our polka dot panel. Now I'm not raising any of this up on foam pads yet. I'm not giving this any dimension just yet because I only want the dimension to fall on the topper and with the flowers. So this is going to go just across that corner there, like that. Press and hold down for a second, which I find is always best to do with wet glue. And then our matching gingham panel. Sometimes that makes the screen go funny. So that rattling you can hear is my little bucket. This is where I keep my glue when I'm not using it. So it's upside down, and if any drops out, I don't have to worry. So that's what the rattle is, if you can hear that. I don't really think I'm collecting money or anything. People are throwing me donations. I'm not busking. And then this one can go up there. Doesn't matter if they overlap. Okay. Now we've got those panels down, we're going to add a final floral panel. And this time, instead of putting it on vertically, we're going to put this on a little bit of a Katie corner. So just across like so. So it's touching the top and bottom borders on the top right and bottom left. There we go. So those are the mats in place. You could add extra mats if you wanted to, but because we've got that that double border, I don't really think you need it. Okay, so again, I'm using some of the wastage up on the back of my cartouche panel, which is my fancy name for our fancy backing topper. So that's going to go about there, just showing a little bit of the gingham, just coming off a little bit at the side. So it's still got that, and you can still see the ribbon. And then we're going to place our focal point topper. Now I have noticed that there is a big trend at the moment for sentiments being the focal point of your card. So we thought this would be rather fun to have a go. How lovely is that? Okay, now flowers. I'll bring back in this one. So there's two layers on those. You see? So what we've done is we've punched out the base one and then that one, and we've interspersed just to offset the flowers slightly. Let's have a look on the one with the pearls on as well, so you can probably see that better because there's more depth. I've actually raised those up on foam pads, so there's a little bit more definition in those ones. So I think we'll do them this way because it just adds just that little bit, because you can always curl the petals up as well. Now, I'm not going to make you cut them out. There is a punch, a coordinating punch that you can get. So this is called the Petite Petal Punch, and again, available from Stampin' Up. So we just want 3 of those. And don't worry too much if you have got the punch or you haven't got the punch, because even if you cut these out, you still want to go around the edges with the red pen just to hide any imperfections if you have any, which I will do in a moment. Let's just finish punching these out first. the last one. There we go. Handy little tool. Okay, and we'll keep those for another day. Lots and lots of things for another day. Okay, so we have 3 base ones, 3 side ones. And we're going to use one lipstick, and I'm just going to go around all of those just to hide any imperfections on the punch. So I will whiz through this, and I will see you again when I've completely got all the edges covered for the flowers. Okay, finished with that now. So that was the Worn Lipstick Distress Marker. And pop that away. So we have 3, move that out of the way, 2. So we have 3 sets of flowers. So what we're going to do is I'm going to raise these up on foam pads because I like the dimension that it gives me. And it gives it just that little bit of an extra texture and feel to it, and people like to stroke and touch. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to add a foam pad on the back of each one. Now you can see where I've gone over with that pen because it's going to be hidden at the back. It don't really matter. Okay, so that's the backs of those. I'm probably going to use my tweezers for this, excuse the reaching. And then I'm going to place the flowers just up against the edge of there. Turn them. I knew I had one stuck to me somewhere. And bring that one just down there. Okay. So do the same thing again. Foam pad on the back of each one. Backs off. And add those, alternating which way around they go. And the last one, I'd say about there. Okay, now you could curl those if you want to and add a bit of extra dimension too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take some pearls from my little stash and just to add some of those over the middle. Give it a pop down. I half expected that to go flying off into the ether then. Again, you could use pink pearls on this, or if you wanted to, you could just colour these plain ones up with an alcohol pen if you wanted to. Okay, nearly there. So, done with the pearls. We just have the 4 buttons to add, and then we are done for this card. Alright, so I'm going to add a pad there, just a row of 3 small foam pads, because that's the position I want my buttons to be in. So, and I'm going to take my punch, and we're going to use the pink buttons again. And I'm just going to pop out those buttons. So again, this is the 3/8 circle punch. It's an X-cut punch. So 3/8 circle punch, which is also the same size as card candy. So make your own card candy. Okay, so there's the buttons. I'm just going to take the tops off those foam pads. Get that out of the way. Grab my pickup. Middle one on first. And then the two outer ones. And there you go. You can line the buttons up if you want to, or just put them on randomly like I have. Move that out of the way now. So all we're left to do now is just to add a little bit of glossy accents, maybe a little bit of glitter. You could colour the hearts in if you want to, and add glossy accents over the top, which I think might be quite a nice little touch. So I think we will do that just to make this one slightly different. So I'm going around the outside of my buttons and then fill in the middle. I'm going to take that distress marker again, which was the one lipstick, and I'm just going to colour those hearts in. Like so. And then taking the glossy accent, just go over those hearts, sealing that colour in forever. There you go. So that's our Pretty in Pink, with the glossy accents on the hearts, with the faux real pearls buttons. I'm sure you'll agree that this would be a card that you can just keep and hand out whenever you need to. Like I say, a multi-occasion card. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll get ready for kit number 4.